Um, I'm going to read a poem. This poem is a long poem, and it's my tribute to my fellow English teachers, especially the ones who teach at like the middle school level. I find it can be difficult to be an English teacher, to try to, especially poetry, and to try to convey the wonder and fascination and fun of poetry. That's difficult. You earn your money, and I'm not sure I would be so successful with like say eighth grade students. College students are a lot more mature and maybe they're more open. I don't know. And that maybe that's all wrong. Maybe it's incredibly easy to teach great poetry to middle school students, and I'm living in a fool's paradise. But anyway, I invented a character, a teacher, an eighth grade teacher. His name is Mr. Whey, Whey. You may know what that means. And he's trying to read Tennyson to his students. It's from Idylls of the King. It's really long. It's a whole volume of poems about King Arthur and his knights, and it's raining outdoors, and the kids are not paying attention, and it's not going so well. Anyway, so this is my poem, Mr. Way's eighth grade poetry class. Mr. Way tapped his tiny chin and cleared his throat. Let's begin. Today we'll read the last of Tennyson. He glanced around the room. Will anyone? When no one did, Miss Gass shot up her arm and waved it till he feared she'd come to harm. Mary, he called, and thought that dope. You'll read it, Mary said, I hope. When we read it, it sounds so dumb. Mr. Way observed her chew her gum. Beside her, a football player named Heap appeared already to be sound asleep. All right, if that's what you prefer, that story which the bold Sir Bedivere. Outside the window, darkened clouds had massed and seemed to whisper gloom, gloom, gloom's forecast. He's cute, thought Mary Gass of Mr. Way, but high-strung, and Timmy says he's gay. She pushed her tongue into her gum and blew until a bubble formed. It grew and grew, and then it popped. Jack Heap awoke and sighed. Awake, he felt as if he'd calcified. He lay his head back down and tried to think. Inside his brain, his thoughts began to shrink. He drifted off. Read Whey, who spake a dream. Outside, the quaking tree appeared to scream. Inside, Miss Gass grotesquely crossed her eyes as Mr. Way inquired, Are these dim cries thine? Not mine, Mary thought and tugged her vest. She vaguely wished she had more chest. I wonder, will this poem be on the test? Apparently it is about the West. A ghost came in and whispered to the king, or something stupider like soldiering. Assertively, she chewed her gum and thought how Cindy said that poetry is dumb, though Debbie liked it and read it all the time. I think it's better when they rhyme. She listened carefully for a time to see, but no, this poet could not rhyme. She stared unfocused out into the gloom. Once she and Sind had found in Posy's room beneath her pillow the collected poems of Emily F. Barrett Holmes, or that was wrong, of Emily Dickinson. Yes, that was it. Secretly, she liked those poems that told what love feels like. It makes you cold and hot, of course, and then you feel so sad. She heaved a sigh and thought sadly of Thad. Outside, as if directing Satan's hymns, the elm tree lashed his sick and naked limbs. The rain began to fall, the wind to blast, as if all nature cried, gloom, gloom, gloom's forecast. Read Mr. Whey, the ghost is as the man. He loved that line. For poetry can span, he hoped, the ages, can lift the human heart until all everything seems made of art. Someone loudly let a fart. Whey blushed and stopped, all laughed and craned to see how easy to disperse great poetry. Albert did it, someone told him. Oh no, Albert said, it was Kim. All right, cried Mr. Whey, enough. Are we children? He cleared his throat and glared to see if any dared to laugh. They sighed and stared resentfully down, as if he thought I cared. He found his place, old Whey is mentally impaired, and read, and care not thou for dreams of him. Beyond Whey's sight, young Albert fingered Kim. None tittered, but I hate you, whispered Kim. Jack jerked awake. He looked around, he yawned and stretched. Jack burped, then frowned. He rubbed his face and glanced at Kim, who glared back and stuck out her tongue at him. He whispered, what the? Oh, drop dead, she said. He lay his head back down and wished the bell would ring. He wished that Whey would go to hell. Who cares about old knights and kings? I'd rather learn more modern things. The elm tree tapped the pane. The rain ran down the glass. Reflected, Posy saw her frown. She turned it to a smile. The elm tree clapped. As if, she thought, the glass has got me trapped. She wondered if, when window peekers died, their souls were sealed in glass, and if they cried, did moisture form upon the glass? She drew a fingertip across the pane, as if she knew the spy inside did need her glasses cleaned. The elm did imitate a palsied fiend. It shook its limbs and tap, tap, tapped, in code, perhaps, upon the pane, as if in code the trees explain why wind does blow and rain does pelt them so. The elm, as if in pain, did bow. It turned away in shame and rage till Debbie sighed and found the proper page. Whey glared at them, then primly read, I seem but king among the dead. And so it seemed he was, the king of yawns, of farts and muttering. My house hath been my doom, he read, and thought, and so it's true. The dead are thus, and hell's this dreary room, and I'm schoolmaster in the tomb. Outside the wind it howled and drooled, it drooled and howled while lightning stabbed. Whey read another line, the king is gone. And looking up, he saw them yawn. That's it, dismissed, he said, for now. Hey, June, yelled Kate, wait up, you cow.